All right, today we're pulling back the curtain on an industry that's hiding in plain sight, one that most people completely misunderstand. We're talking about cleaning businesses, and we're going to deconstruct exactly why they can be absolute cash flow machines.
So when you think of a cleaning business, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Come on, be honest. For most people, it's something like this. Low skill, low status, and definitely low profit. It feels like a grind, right? Not a real path to wealth.
Well, that assumption, it's completely, totally wrong. Today we're going to break down how this overlooked industry quietly generates millions in predictable, steady cash flow, and it often does it with zero hype and no complex tech.
So, what's the secret sauce? What's the first pillar of this hidden wealth? Well, it all starts with something incredibly powerful. Unavoidable, recurring revenue. This is the bedrock of the entire business model.
See, for so many businesses, cleaning isn't a choice. It's what you'd call a forced expense. Offices have to be clean for their employees to work. Medical facilities, they're legally required to be sterile. And restaurants, they will literally get shut down if they fail a health inspection. This isn't some nice-to-have service. For them, it's essential infrastructure.
And because of that, the smart cleaning businesses, they don't sell one-off jobs. No, they sell routines, they sell systems, they sell long-term contracts. What they're really selling is peace of mind on repeat.
So what does that look like in actual dollars and cents? Let's take just one single average commercial client, say a small medical office. The annual value of that contract can easily be $30,000, and that's from landing just one client.
But wait, it gets even better. Because these contracts are sticky, if you're doing a good job, clients almost never leave, that same client is probably going to stick around for 3 years or more. All of a sudden, that one sale has a lifetime value of $90,000, maybe more. Now that's the power of locking in predictable cash flow.
Okay, so the revenue is reliable. We get that. But where does the actual profit come from? Let's pop the hood on this thing and get inside the profit engine to see where the real money is made.
The first big choice you have to make is your market. And while residential cleaning is fine, the serious money is in commercial. You're talking about way higher contract values, thousands a month instead of a couple hundred a visit, and your profit margins are just so much healthier. Honestly, a single good commercial client can be more valuable than 20 residential ones.
But here it is. Here's the core mechanic of the entire model, the real profit engine. It isn't the mops and the buckets, it's the labor spread. And once you understand this concept, you see how the whole business truly scales.
Okay, so the technical term for this is labor arbitrage. It sounds fancy, but it's really simple. It's just the profit you make in that gap. The gap between what you bill a client per hour and what you pay your employee per hour. It's a classic, time-tested business model. Let me show you how it works. Let's say you bill a client $45 an hour. Out of that, you pay the cleaner, say, $18. Then another $7 goes to taxes and insurance, $3 for supplies, another $7 for your overhead and management. So what's left over for you? A nice, clean $10 of gross profit per hour, per employee. Now just imagine that multiplied across multiple employees working thousands of hours a year. It adds up fast. And this all leads to a really crucial mindset shift. The owner does not clean. Let me say that again. The owner's job is to manage the systems that make that labor spread profitable. You're not selling your time anymore. You're selling a reliable, managed service. And when you build the business around systems like this, the entire life cycle, from a super simple startup all the way to a very profitable exit, becomes incredibly appealing. First of all, the barrier to entry is it's shockingly low. You can get a legitimate, insured, commercial cleaning business off the ground for about $5,000. That'll cover your basic supplies, insurance, and some initial marketing. And the speed you can get a return is just remarkable. The goal is to land that first reoccurring client within 30 days. By day 90, it's actually pretty common for these businesses to be at break-even and already cash flow positive. How many other business models can say that? Now let's fast forward a few years. You've built up a great little company with a portfolio of stable contracts. Well, because that revenue is so predictable, larger companies are always looking to acquire smaller ones. A business that's generating, say, $200,000 in annual profit could easily get an exit value of up to $800,000. That is an incredible return on that initial $5,000. Of course, it's not a guaranteed path to riches. A lot of people try and fail. So let's quickly cover the most common mistakes. The things that will absolutely kill your profits in this industry. There are really 4 big ones. First, underpricing your services. You just kill your margins right out of the gate. Second, doing the cleaning yourself. You can't scale if you're the one holding the mop. Third, having poor hiring systems. This is a huge one. Unreliable people lead to unreliable service, and that leads to lost clients. And finally, focusing on one-time jobs instead of building that book of recurring contracts. You have to remember, you're trying to build a business, not just create a job for yourself.
Okay, so when you put this all together, when you boil it all down, what is the secret formula? What makes this seemingly simple business so financially powerful?
It really comes down to these four things working together in perfect harmony. You've got forced demand, which means you have a built-in customer base. You've got recurring revenue, which makes your cash flow predictable. You have labor leverage, which lets you scale beyond your own two hands. And you have simple operations, which keeps your risk and your headaches low.
And that really brings us to the final thought here. This model isn't glamorous, it's not the next tech unicorn, but it is built on a foundation of absolute reliability. So it leaves us with a question, doesn't it? In the world of business, what's ultimately more valuable, glamour or just rock-solid reliability?